Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Workpack Smart Takeoff EDGE webinar. I am Juan Pablo, a senior trainer from the EDGE, the large account manager as well for interiors. And today we will go over the benefits and you will see how easy it is to let Workpack AI platform along the EDGE integration facilitate your takeoff and speed up your estimation time. So first, let me start with some housekeeping items. All lines have been muted. We encourage you guys to ask questions, so please type them in the questions window. The session will be recorded, so you will have access. You will get an email from the GoToWebinar, or you can visit the YouTube playlist. We will upload the video one day after today. All right, so with that being said, let me go to Workpack. So you might be wondering, what is Workpack? Workpack is a new AI technology. It is a smart takeoff tool software that we partnered with. Workpack speeds up the takeoff process. It will use AI to identify walls, doors, windows, corners, ceilings, and other parts of the blueprint that you are trying to quantify. It also analyzes at a very high level. You'll see how fast it goes. But before it all starts, we have to go to the EDGE and talk a little bit about the EDGE Smart Takeoff. So this is where you will find the EDGE Smart Takeoff functionality, the admin portal side. Right now it says vector.edgeestimator.com, but this is really the admin.edgeestimator.com. So let me log in. The data from Workpack is imported to the Smart EDGE Takeoff. So what is EDGE Smart Takeoff? It is our solution that is able to integrate with your smart projects from outside, assimilate them into EDGE usable files. So for interiors, we're going to use Workpack. For the roofing users, we're going to use EagleView. And it's all going to be translated, all that data, that AI tool will be translated with the EDGE Smart Takeoff, going to the EDGE in just a couple clicks. So in order to use this, we have to make sure that the user is able to access this platform, meaning that they have to have an EDGE Smart Takeoff license assigned. So I'll go to the user and show you how you can assign the EDGE Smart Takeoff license once you purchase it. On the side note, to edit a user or to even add a user, you have to be given those permissions by your role. So I'm clicking the edit, going to EDGE Smart Takeoff tab, and here we're going to enable for this user. And depending on how many licenses your company has, you're able to assign it to a couple users. I'm just going to close it, go back to this EDGE Smart Takeoff, bid preparation manager. So this is where you will see all of your projects, all of your AI integrated projects. EagleView for the roofers, Workpack users, it's the same window. So in order to start a new job, you can press the Add New, and here you can put information for the job, like the name, the estimator, the address. I have already done that. It's here. This is the project we're going to work on today. So I'm clicking on it. I'm going into the project. I already have filled out a little bit of information for the project, like the name, the address, all of that information. And I just clicked on the pen and paper just to edit that info. All right, so now that the job is created, we're gonna come back here once we're done with the Workpack. When we export all the data from Workpack, we have to come here and we have to export that data. We're gonna convert it into an EDGE readable file so we can start mapping our conditions to that data. All right, so let me go to Workpack and I'm going to click on Add New Project. So Workpack is web-based, cloud-based. You can access it from any device. You have unlimited plan storage. So I'm gonna start typing Workpack. That's the name of the project. I can set it private, or you can set a company share. That means all of the users using Workpack, they will be able to share those files. I'll just leave it private and I'll create it. I'll keep it as simple as I can since we're limited on time, but you'll see how fast it will go. So now that it's created, I'm going to click on it, and all I have to do is drag a file. So let me go into my computer and just drag the file. This is a very large file, but you see how the Workpack is analyzing everything. As of right now, it only takes PDFs. You can upload other files, but the editable portion where the AI is going to read the plans they have to be a PDF. And for the EDGE integration, as of right now, it has to be, all of the pages have to be under one PDF. Therefore, if your PDF is broken out by pages, please consolidate them into one. All right. So I have uploaded the PDF. I'm going to click on it, and it's taking me to the portion where we're going to edit. We're going to teach the AI where we want it to read the walls, the corners, the doors, everything. So the first thing you notice, well, it disappeared right now, but we have the takeoff mode and AI setup mode. I'm going to click here. This is where we want to be, the AI setup mode. This is where we're going to tell the AI where we want it to read the plans. The takeoff mode will be after it's done reading the plans, generating that data, where we can go in and manually assign things. We can even create different walls if we want to, if we need to, in fact, or maybe assign some walls to different groups. I'll show you that in a couple seconds. It's very, very simple as well to navigate here. So as you can see, I brought in a one PDF that contained 62 pages. Now, some instances it will read the titles of the page. On some of those pages it did not, but nevertheless, we're going to do the takeoff on just a couple, like 2 pages. We're going to keep this simple, and I'll show you how you can tell the AI mode where to read that information, where to extract that information. So as I have done my homework and I analyzed this PDF before, so I know where my floor plan is located in which page. So I'm going to click on page 13. And here, this is my floor plan. First, I have to add that takeoff zone. That's the area where the AI is going to be able to read those and generate that data. So I'm going to do it manual. I'm clicking manual. I'm just left clicking and dragging. When I release, it creates that takeoff zone where we have the scales already populated. It's very intelligent enough to know the scale. The type is a floor plan. And now that we have the takeoff zone, we need to add labels. So by adding labels, we are instructing the AI to recognize the symbols that the architect has used for walls, doors, etc. Since the symbols are the same throughout the whole PDF, you just need to add the labels once. The AI part will do the work for you. It's not rework, it's free work. So let me show you how to add the labels. I'm going to click on Add, Label Template, Wall Label. And I'm going to zoom in. All right, perfect. This is the, oh, sorry, I went too far. Sorry. All right. This is the symbol that the architect used for the walls. So I'm going to select this. I can drag an area around it, or I can click and hold Control on my keyboard and left click the mouse. So it's auto generating that symbol, that label for me. Give it a couple seconds. And it should be ready in a car. There you go. So it auto generated that, the area where that symbol is located. That's all you have to do. So going forward, for whatever takeoff zone you create, AI will know that whenever it reads a symbol like this, it's pertaining to a wall. What we can do is we can add doors as well, windows if we want to. I am noticing that we don't have a symbol for the doors. And if I go to the door schedule, which is in page 16, if I recall correctly, yep, here it is. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see it. I can see that the door schedule is going by the room type. So first, I'm going to add a table this time. I'm going away from the labels. In this case, I'll just add table. So what I'm trying to do, I'm telling the AI that this is a table and the table type is going to be door schedule. So the reason I want to do this is because AI will be able to match any door symbol, or in this case, door symbol will be the room type, with the necessary information in the table. It's pretty cool, and it does that really fast. So let me go back to my takeoff zone 1. I'm going to zoom. I'll add this time a door label template. Again, I'm going to click Control and hold Control on my keyboard. Going to left click so it auto detects that symbol. And perfect. So we have our door label, we have our wall template. And I'll create a takeoff zone in another page so we can see. This time, what I want to do, I want to go to a reflective ceiling page. Let me zoom out. And again, we have to click on Add, Takeoff Zone. I'll click on Manual Select Region, left click and drag. And there we go. We have created the takeoff zone number 2. This time, I want to make sure that it's in the correct type. So I'll click on the drop down. I'll scroll down to reflective ceiling. And as you can see, there are many types of takeoff zones that the AI can pre-populate and it can read. It's pretty neat. All right, perfect. I selected the reflective ceiling plan. It read the scale already. And just like that, we are pretty much good to go. It's as fast as that. What I'll do is I'll click on process. So process, here, if I click on continue, it will start generating, it will start reading those floor plans. I might want to get a little more customized. In this case, I'm going to deselect the rooms. So I clicked on the drop down. I'm going to deselect the rooms because that information is going to be carried over from my ceiling plan. I'm going to select the corners to account for my corner beams. Then under the ceilings takeoff zone, we're matching against the area patterns. So that we're good there. No more touch-ups. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. Perfect. As you can see, it's processing. It's generating. It's going to give you the progress here, the progress bar. It's going to show you. It moves pretty fast. Right now, it's generating all of the shapes for the walls, the corner doors, the ceilings. It is creating data where we will be able to export to the EDGE Smart Takeoff functionality, so we can translate that information into an EDGE file. In a couple of seconds, I will show you that process. It's reading from even though I did it on one takeoff zone, it's reading from all of the takeoff zones that we have. It's going to capture all of those quantities. And I have been asked this before, why do we need to go into the EDGE and assign those quantities into conditions? It's because the conditions that you have in the EDGE are yours, right? It carries over your pricing, your materials, your production rate. So that's what you want to have at the end of the day. Perfect. So I'm going to click on go to results. And we can see for example, the takeoff zone 2, it brought in all of our shapes, all of our doors. We can see the doors as well. We can see the walls. I see a couple unlabeled walls. So we are in the takeoff mode now. When I clicked on the go to the results, we went to the takeoff mode. So in the takeoff mode, you'll see how easy it is to transfer those shapes. And if I can see correctly, I think they're here. I'm just gonna right or left click and click on the grouping mode. So it will just filter, yeah, they're there. I'm going to click and hold control, or maybe let me zoom in a little bit more. All right, going to click and hold control and click again, and then right click on it and change group. This is A, so I'm going to assign it to A. Perfect. So we're done with the unlabeled copy. I believe everything is good to go. So we are going to export here. It was that simple. So to export, I'll click on the export at the upper right side. On the drop down, I'll select EDGE. And this is very important. This is where you will sign in with your EDGE credentials, the username, the password that you use to get into the EDGE. If you have the parent-child situation going on in your company, then just make sure you are using a user that belongs to a tenant where you have the Smart Takeoff available. All right, I'm going to log in. It reads all of the bits that we have. So there's our bit that we created. I wanted to get it to this scenario, Workpack Smart Takeoff webinar, and I'll click on export. Perfect, it was that simple. So now I can go back to the admin portal side, to the EDGE Smart Takeoff. I'll go into the job, and there's not much you need to do here. We're using the intelligence of this job to read the data that's coming from Workpack. So the last step that we have to do is we have to export the job into the EDGE. So here it's giving me the option to export that scenario. And I'm going to click on export. Perfect. So I'll go to the EDGE. I'll type in, search for that job. Perfect, it's here. Let me go forward into it. I'm going to check out the scenario. And as you can see, with a couple of clicks, we transfer the data from Workpack into the EDGE. So we can start creating our conditions and we can start linking those quantities to our conditions. Going to move forward. So same as any other project that you have done before, you have your pages here. If you go into a page, you go to the conditions breadcrumb, you can start bringing in your conditions. Now, since I use project conditions all of the time, I will use project conditions for this part. So bear with me 1 second. I'll go back to pages, project conditions. I'll create a project condition page and save. Now, you don't need to do this if you don't use project conditions. You can do it on the page itself. You can add all of the conditions there. Perfect. I have already set some conditions for this webinar. I'm going to add an acoustic ceiling as well. This is a 2x2, perfect. Great, so we just added the conditions. This is normal. This is the same process that you would do on any job. Of course, here you will go into the condition properties, you will edit as the job is telling you to edit the condition, the specs and everything. I have already done that. I saved that in my database just for the sake of time. So from here, I'll go directly to the takeoff for the last step. How can we link the data that came over from Workpack through the Smart Takeoff functionality to the edge to our conditions? Because the conditions are mine. They have my production rates, they have my material, my pricing, everything. So the first thing I have to do, because I'm working out of project conditions, I have to get these project conditions to the pages. All right, and the way I do that is, of course, I select the pages, but instead of the process that you have to do the takeoff and then it adds to the page, I will just add to the page directly. Because the takeoff is already done, if you think about it. Press N to go to the next condition, that's a shortcut. I'm going to press N to do it fast. So I'm adding my walls. And of course, if you don't use project conditions, you don't have to do this step. I'll go ahead and bring in my ceiling. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. So we are ready to start linking. I clicked on the pages, so now I'm working out of the pages. This is the part where you're going to start linking the conditions. All right, bear with me, it's thinking a little bit. My edge is a little slow today. Perfect. Okay, so a couple things that you have noticed that are different. On the right side, we have new properties that we never seen before. This is the information that came over. So under families, I have my floors, my ceilings, my walls, my windows, my doors, my corners, everything. I'm going to click the drop down on walls. I'm under the wall A right now, my wall A, my condition. So I'm going to click on the apply filter for the wall A that came over from Workpack through the Smart Takeoff, the EDGE Smart Takeoff. So all I have to do is I have to click assign. And just like that, I assigned all of the linear footage for the wall A to my condition. I can move quickly. I'll go to A1. I'll do the same process. Go to families, walls, A1, apply filter, and assign. Just like that. You see how fast this is going? And also, I kept it simple, right? I just carried over 2 pages, AD, and I'm assigning. But if you were, so the scope is only 1 page, right? I'm in the page that I'm located. If I would have brought multiple pages, so I can say, and we have this wall AD in multiple pages, then I can put the scope as a section. And with 1 click, we would have assigned all of the shapes for wall AD out of all of the pages, just like that. Or even more amazing, it would be the scenario. If you have multiple sections, you're doing RCP in 1 section, you're doing, or building A, phase 1, phase 2, broken by sections, you can assign the scope by scenario. So with 1 click, you would have assigned all of your walls, wall B in this case, to your whole project. How cool is that? So let me select wall B, assign this. Perfect. For the sake of time, let me just go to my ceiling and let's do the same process in the ceiling thing, the ceiling page. This time I'll come to force and ceiling. It's this one. I'll assign. Perfect. I'll bring in the filter to another There you go. And as you notice, it didn't carry over the rooms that didn't have a ceiling to those. And that's how the AI was knew when we chose out of the template of the takeoff zone, we chose reflective ceiling. That's how we knew where to look for. And if I go back, I can see that we have material. I have my material. I have my production rates. I have already information, already pricing information for it. If I would need to go, let me go to wall A, for example. If I need to add a condition, I need to do some other takeoff, I am able to do that. I can edit the shapes that I have right now. I can add more shapes. I can add more conditions. So just like that, we have finished the takeoff in just a couple minutes. And this pretty much concludes the webinar on the Workpack Smart Takeoff demonstration. We learned the functionality of using the takeoff. We learned how the AI captures the takeoff information and transfers to the edge. So now, without any further delays, as you might know, our parent company, Foundation Software, excels in bringing you the best solutions to your needs, right, in the construction world. And we have many great things to offer that will make your life much easier and effective. So I will pass along to my coworker, Eric Vitardi, to talk about some of the awesome things that he has to say for Safety HQ.
Hey guys, yeah, thanks JP, thanks a lot, Pablo. It was great, great hearing that presentation here today. You guys stick around. I think you're going to be answering questions after this, correct, JP?
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So there's a question icon on the chat. So if you guys have some questions, I know we covered a lot of good material today. Start firing those over there. But while we kind of collect question and give JP a moment to breathe here for a second, like you said, my name's Eric. I'm with Foundation, who's a parent company, sister company of the Edge here. Just wanted to make you guys aware. I know a lot of times we get questions as far as, hey, what other options do you guys have out there? We're big fans of the Edge. What else can we do? You know, what else can you do to make our lives easier? It's a good time to make you aware that we do have some additional offerings, one of which, especially for this group, is Safety HQ. So if you are having issues managing your JHAs, site inspections, toolbox talks, even your certifications and SDSs, things along those lines, this is a great opportunity to explore Safety HQ. Either put something in the question box or feel free to check us out on the website, and then we'd be happy to help you from there. Additionally, we have an offering called Workmax. It's a great way to manage your employees' time entry in the field. That can be including things like facial recognition technology and geofencing to make sure that the teams are where they say they are, easily manage all of your job costing and time collection, and then simplify everything going back into an accounting system, whatever you might use, even if it's not Foundation, QuickBooks, Sage, whatever, we can work with all those to help eliminate all of that, those time card entry issues that you might be having too. So just making you aware of some other items, again, more so just giving JP a breath here so he can collect up and kind of organize some of these questions and take it down the home stretch. But I certainly appreciate the time to share some of those offerings with you. And with that, I will kick it back over to the man, the myth, the legend here, Juan Pablo Casanova. So.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you very much. That's great information from Safety HQ. Yeah, unfortunately, we are out of time. I know my manager, Mike Ma, was answering some of the questions in the background. If we didn't answer your question, just rest assured we'll connect with you and answer those questions. If you have additional questions, you can always call our support line or your sales representative to see a demo more tailored to your projects. So with that being said, the recording, just a reminder, the recording is going to be posted one day after the webinar. You will get an email from the GoToWebinar, and it's going to be posted on our YouTube playlist. When you leave, there's a short survey that will pop up. So we appreciate the feedback to shape the free training webinar program and determine upcoming topics. All right. With that being said, I think the webinar will end in a couple seconds. Have a nice day.